there, I'm Zizmilla, and this is the first video on this second channel, so probably don't have an intro yet, so let's get on with it. Also, I have a piece of hair that's like... I'm mesmerized by my hair. So one of my first videos I ever uploaded on my main channel was being vegetarian, and basically just crap that vegetarians have to deal with on a daily basis from people who are usually not vegetarian. But since I felt that the video was too emotional, a bit too rough, let's say, I took it down, or I privated, or I'm not even sure what I done with it. But it's not up there anymore, so I really wanted to make a sort of more laid-back version of that, to just sort of tell you, if you're thinking of becoming vegetarian, why you should do it. So me personally, I've been vegetarian for 6 years, and I'm lacto-ovo-vegetarian, which means I eat eggs and I eat dairy products, and that's mostly because I live with other people who provide for me and feed me, so I think it would be a bit too much of a bother to sort of go completely vegan. But I do plan, once I have a place of my own, to go like completely vegan, because I really like the lifestyle. So no matter what your reasons for wanting to become a vegetarian are, I 100% support you, and I wish you all the best in your journey, no matter how long it may take. Hopefully you'll be vegetarian for the rest of your life, and maybe you'll just give up after 2 days. Anyway, thanks for trying. So there are a lot of reasons why people become vegetarian. One is, of course, to save the animals, and you do save a lot of animals every year by being vegetarian, and don't let anyone tell you any differently. Or other reasons are like you want to be really aware of what you're putting in your body, or you want to... I don't want to say you want to be healthier, because you're absolutely not necessarily healthier just because you're vegetarian. That's just a stupid thing to say. But if you're still having some doubts, let me try and give you some other things that may help you decide. Now, I want to make it perfectly clear, I'm not forcing anyone to become vegetarian. I have never told anyone to become a vegetarian. I've never forced anyone into it. This is just my personal opinion. If you are already thinking of becoming a vegetarian, here are some additional facts to why you should give it more thought. Number one, that I always say, since I became vegetarian, I actually started eating a bigger variety of food. Like, there were so many foods that I didn't try at all while I was eating meat, just because, well, I just had literally no reason to. I mean, not that I didn't have a reason, but I was like, no, I don't have to, because, you know, I have meat, so I don't have to, like, really get so many other flavors in. But once I became vegetarian, I started eating so much more diverse, and it's been really amazing, and I've tried some amazing new foods and amazing new recipes. And of course you can do all of that while still eating meat, but for me, it wasn't until I became vegetarian that I started really eating a variety of different foods. Another thing, be prepared. You will constantly be dealing with the crap of other people telling you why being vegetarian is a bad thing, or why you're not doing anything good just by doing that. And just screw those people, because if you make a choice and if it's something you want to dedicate to, then just do it. And hopefully you have support of some people, and you always have my support. And there are actually, like, so often you're going to be also greeted with like a really cool response, like, oh, you're vegetarian, that's so cool, I've been thinking about that for years. I heard that so many times. Or like, oh, you're vegetarian, that's so cool, I could never do it, how do you do it? And then you just sort of tell them, well, it's actually not that difficult. Or just you'll always be asked a lot of questions, which sometimes may annoy you, but sometimes they're like really cool, especially if you've been vegetarian for some time, and then when people come to you for like advice or recipes, or I think it's like a really nice feeling, like when you get asked something like that. That's just my opinion. But it can create some awkward situations. Like, I remember multiple times when I was at dinner at a friend's place, and you know, I would either bring something of my own, or that's another thing. It's a bit of a nag because you always have to, you know, call in advance like, oh, should I bring something for myself to eat, or are you going to take care of, you know, having something that's vegetarian? And then you have to explain to them that chicken is not vegetarian, or I don't know, you can't like cook vegetables on pig's fat and call it vegetarian and similar. But then like when you get there and you know you sorted out the food and then you're sitting and the rest of them are probably eating something with meat and you're eating vegetarian, and then someone asks like, oh, why did you turn vegetarian? And then let's say that you turn vegetarian because you want to save some animals, but you can't really tell them, well, you know, I really feel like crap if I'm eating animals. Or you can't really say, well, I'm disgusted by the idea of eating corpses. Or it's like you can't really say anything that would sort of offend them because they're right there eating meat. So that can create a few awkward situations. But I just found a way of saying, that's just the lifestyle I like. And then they would usually just roll with it and it wouldn't be that awkward. But being vegetarian really isn't that hard, and it's not like super restrictive, and I personally don't think of it as restricting. It's just I make a choice not to eat meat, but I still eat a lot of other things, and it's really not that hard. The people are like, oh, how do you eat a sandwich? I'm like, what do you put bread and you put, you know, cheese if you eat dairy, and you put a bunch of vegetables, and you put, you know, they're just like, there's so many things you still eat when you're vegetarian. It's not that restrictive at all. So yeah, that's I think that's all I wanted to say. So that was the first video on the second lifestyle channel, and I really hope you all enjoy this. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.